Hi guys and welcome back to Milk Mummies. I'm Rachel Adder, your host, and today's guest is Stephanie Mensah. She's the founder of the award-winning diversity toy brand Bibinee Dolls. Stephanie created Bibinee Dolls after a deeply personal experience as a mother, when her young son was bullied at nursery because of the colour of his skin. What began as a way to protect her child's confidence grew into a powerful mission to ensure every child feels seen, valued, and represented from the very earliest of years. In this episode, we'll be talking motherhood, purpose-led entrepreneurship, representation, and how toys can shape identity, empathy, and self-worth. Let's get into it. Hi.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm well.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good. I am all good. Just wintering and adjusting to all things Christmas. But I know that must be nothing compared to what you are currently dealing with. How are things?
We are surviving.
Nice.
It's busy. It's busy. Juggling the business.
Yes, of course.
Orders, Christmas nativities.
Of course, yeah.
And the multiple activities in December for them.
Yeah.
It's been a challenge, but we're near the end, so
Yeah.
we're good.
And you mentioned you have a pop-up as well, right, this week?
Yes, so I'm in Box Park in Croydon with
Nice.
Black Eats London.
Amazing.
Yes, they're doing a nice festive supporting diversity brand, so that'd be amazing.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for popping in despite the mayhem and the busyness. I know that December was a mad one to try and do things, but I was like, no, I'm going to power through.
My pleasure.
There we go. But I wanted to pick your brains about how your brand, the toy range, how that happened, the books, everything behind that. So before we jump into all things career, what was life like before motherhood?
Oh, I've never had anybody ask me that question
really?
before.
Okay.
It's funny actually because I also have a book out and I talk a lot about pre-motherhood.
Okay.
But I used to work in the corporate world, as probably most business owners do. I was a project manager for 15 and a half years.
Wow.
My job allowed me to travel a lot,
Nice.
but then I was doing late nights and working all hours, just really trying to climb up that ladder. Literally, I started when I graduated from uni, and it was just climb after climb after climb, being in environments where I could be the only Black woman there, and just trying to really set myself in that industry.
Okay, nice.
But yeah, I travelled a lot, got married, and yeah, we got to the stage where we wanted to be parents.
Yeah, okay. So that was, did you always know you wanted to be a mum?
I always knew I wanted to be a mum.
Okay.
But our journey wasn't an easy journey.
Okay.
So we tried to conceive for over 7 years.
Wow, okay.
And it just wasn't happening. And we tried multiple avenues. We did IVF, have 3 failed attempts.
Wow, okay.
But something in me just knew that it was going to happen. It didn't happen how I wanted it to happen.
Okay.
So the year that I found out I was pregnant, I lost my mum the month before.
Okay.
So it was literally trying to juggle grief, but then something that I've always wanted, a child as well.
Yeah.
But then just making sure that I wasn't grieving enough where it was detrimental to the baby, basically. So that was a challenge.
Yeah,
and then
of
being a mum without having my mum, that was a huge challenge.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I'm thankful she gave me a blessing and
Yeah.
it's been a blessing ever since.
No, I hear you. Just touching on grief ever so slightly, it's nothing that, it isn't something that I've experienced directly in terms of, I guess I have, but I guess in terms of saying my mum or my dad, they're still with me. So I know watching friends who are going through that now, I feel like we're transitioning into that phase of life now where that seems to be, that's where we're heading towards. Yeah. So like watching that happen, I know it's not an easy thing at all. And now you're navigating, as you said, this joyous moment where you now have fallen pregnant. So yeah, that must have been incredibly challenging.
It was, but you know, I had a supportive family.
Nice.
I mean, I had my son during COVID as well. So it was literally
things to make you super strong, basically, toughen you up.
So obviously there was a lot of isolation at that time. So it was myself, my husband and my baby.
Okay.
And so when he came, I think when I was pregnant, I held a lot in.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to lose him, basically.
Yeah, of course.
And then when I had him, it was, well, I still can't grieve because I've got this little child that's looking up to me.
Mm.
But there were moments like, I remember this one time.
I knew we were going to cry on this one. So I'm going to have no tissues again. I never do.
This one time when he was a baby, I think he was like 3 months old or maybe younger.
Okay.
And he suffered from colic when he was younger. And it was just not knowing what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just at one moment, my husband came and said something. I just screamed. And he was like, and it was in front of the baby. And I felt so guilty. And I realised it wasn't what he was going through. It was all this bunged up grief that I just couldn't let out because I couldn't do it because I was pregnant. I couldn't do it because I've had a baby.
You can't do it. You've got COVID.
I had a C-section as well, which is a whole other drama.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a challenge, but every time I felt it was a struggle, I would talk to her all the time, and I'd just say, "Look, Mum, just see me through. This is your doing," because she wanted to. Even she had cancer, but it was very sudden. But even during her treatment, she would ask the doctor. She said, "Can you help my daughter?"
Listen, these mums.
I'm like, "Mum, what are you doing? Like, we're trying to get you treatment." She's like, "I know." But it's crazy because towards the end, she prophesied. She said to me, "You're going to have 2 babies. You're going to have a boy and a girl, but I'm not going to be here."
Okay.
And I was like, "Don't be silly. You need to be here too. Who's going to watch
them?" Because I'm sure if she's anything like Mum, she's been asking for grandkids since day dot.
Literally, I'm the youngest of 3.
There we go.
So my sisters had 5 kids each.
Okay, wow. Go sisters.
Right. But I was the baby. And so for her, she wasn't at peace until she wanted me to have my own family.
As well. Yeah.
And that's the gift that she left me.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. No, I hear you. My mum was very much once I graduated university, okay, let's go. I was like, can I please get a job? And you know this is true. Can I get a job? Can I find like a good man? They're all just whatever, just pick one. And it's like, this is not the advice you're giving to one of your kids. It's ridiculous. So I can imagine just lots of banter and teasing, but also wanting you to have what she really wanted you to have as well. You touched on the C-section drama. How was pregnancy and birth? I know you had a lot of emotional things you were dealing with as well. But what was that process like for you?
It was quite. My first son was quite smooth, to be honest with you. Cool. I didn't really have any issues. My blood pressure was slightly up and down. I didn't tell the doctors about my mum passing away. I just felt that would put me in a very high risk bracket.
Okay, I see.
I don't know why I didn't say it to them, but I just felt by doing that, because you know when you go for your checkups, they'll ask you these questions. How is your family life and so forth? And I just didn't, I think at that time I didn't want anyone to be digging in to my situation. So I didn't tell them. But so my blood pressure was slightly up and down. But aside from that, I mean, at that time I was working at Sky TV, and that's all the way in Science Lane, which is like Kansas far. Yeah, like, and I even met you. It was like an hour and a half travel. Yeah. But it kept me active because I was constantly up and down the walk.
I love that you said that. I think I used to temp there back in the day.
Yeah, and the office is amazing as well.
It's huge,
and it was even to the stage where if I got really tired after lunch, they had like these sofas, and I got to have a little nap. Not then. Now they know. But
I got my own business now. I can see anything.
So that was really lovely. I had a team, and it kept me busy as well. It kept my mind kind of on that. But pregnancy itself was amazing. I knew I was going to have a C-section. Because prior to when we were trying to conceive, one of the issues was I had fibroids.
Same.
And so I'd already done quite a few surgeries to remove them.
Okay, I see.
So they had said, look, you probably can deliver naturally, but because of the scar tissue, there's a chance of hemorrhaging and so forth. So let's just do a C-section. So it was all planned.
Okay.
Everything was all planned. We went into delivery, playing Boys to Men.
Love it. Set the mood.
We set the
vibe that you've won.
So his one was seamless. My daughter's another story.
Really? Baby girl.
The girls.
Okay. No, it's so peak. Like, I mean, when we found out we were having a girl, even like the reason why I'm saying this is just because of, you said the girls and we both just started laughing. But I was going to say, it's so it's just crazy how the second we hear girls, I know there's
Yeah.
always that thing about, oh, girls are going to rob your beauty. Girls are going to be
Yeah.
this. They're going to be
Yeah.
difficult. And it's so
Yeah.
out of order. Like, even you're not even at the gate yet and you're having to like deal with these things. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch myself
Yeah.
whenever I say anything like that or come across anything like that. I'm like, no, they're fine. They're amazing. You're here now. I invited you here today because I really wanted to delve into the story behind your brand, the dolls, how it came to be, and then also how you're navigating running a business, being an entrepreneur, and also running a family and things.
Yeah.
So how can you take us back to how Bibinee Dolls came
sure.
about, you know?
So I've always been entrepreneurial. My mum was into business.
Yeah.
So she used to tug me along. She used to do buy and sell.
Okay.
So she would sell like shoes and clothes and stuff to her friends. And she would drag me along. And sometimes I'd put the shoe on just to show them how it looked. You know how African aunties are. You'll speak to them for 30 minutes before they make a buy.
Yeah.
So I've always had that intuition.
Okay.
And throughout going to uni, I saw an idea and I would, try and do that. But this business, I didn't expect to get into. If you'd have said to me, I'm going to go into the doll business, I'd be like,
Yeah.
but my son, so basically my son was 3 at the time, and he was having challenges at nursery.
Yeah.
But being our first child, every child's milestone is different.
Yeah.
So his speech was slightly delayed.
Okay.
So maybe he was 2.5 and he still wasn't saying mummy or daddy. And I was like, oh my God, I'm living for this moment for my child to call me mummy.
When is it coming?
I'm like, So I remember speaking to the nursery saying, please, one of your flashcards, can you just put mum and dad? So
Okay, got
and
you.
she's like, I got you. I'm going to get him to say that. Unfortunately, that nursery had to close down almost suddenly because the landlord wanted to take the property back.
Okay.
And so this was December. We had to find somewhere really, really quickly.
Yeah.
So we searched, and then we found one which was not too far from the original one.
Okay.
The fees were extortionate. But it was nice. Their curriculum looked really good.
Okay.
So we placed him in there. There were some red flags in the beginning, but I didn't think it would be what later transpired.
Okay.
So I remember my son took him in for settling him.
Okay, yeah.
And all the kids turned around there was another black boy there who subsequently was the only black child there. And they're like, oh, that's your brother. And at the time, it was just quite innocent. It's kids, And I remember my husband's like, the child was saying, that's not my brother. Rightfully so, it's not his brother. But obviously, I didn't get to see all the children there, so I thought there'll be a lot more. The nursery workers were diverse.
Okay.
So most of them were from the Asian background.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's good. So he went there month 1, settling in is always going to be an issue. Month 2, he would still say, Mummy, I don't want to go in.
Okay.
Or he would cry out, or when he get to the door and doesn't want to go in.
Yeah, she's just
And I'm like, I gotta get to work.
Yeah.
But then when I'd pick him up, he'd be okay.
Okay.
And then there were a few instances where he would come back, he'd have like a bruise on his eye or a scratch. I remember taking pictures and showing it to the nursery, and they had kind of insinuated that he has a tendency to go and take other kids' stuff or kind of like stir the pot or start it.
Okay, I hear.
So we had a really good talk with him.
Okay.
I was saying, no, you can't do that. So far, everything was looking like it was his issue, not a nursery issue.
So when you picked him up, did they address that with you then and there when you picked him up, or was it when you sent pictures in querying it and then they said something?
It was almost like they were oblivious to it. They hadn't seen it.
Okay.
And these were obvious signs. I didn't take him in like that.
Yeah.
So it then got to the point where it moved from behavioural to he would wet himself.
Okay.
So in the other nursery, he had been one of the fastest to pick up potty training.
Got you.
But when we moved into this nursery, it literally just went down.
Yeah.
So I'd used to take him maybe 3 different changes of clothing to the point where he'd run out and they'd put him in a fancy dress costume, which was too small for him.
Got you.
So obviously he probably had a lot of attention on him with the kids. It's not nice, obviously, to be wetting yourself there. So I remember speaking to the nursery workers, and they were like, well, he's not telling us when he wants to wee. And I'd say, well, it's not his job to tell you, like, you need to, and they would say, you know, well, when he's doing an activity, he doesn't want to move away from it because he could get really engrossed in something. And that's when it's happened. And I said to him, look, if you can just every 15 to 20 minutes, we'll just take him by the hand, take him to the toilet. So it's almost like I was the one who was, guiding these things. And it was left on, well, you need to seek medical help because it's not normal that he's 3 and he's still wetting himself, so go to a GP. I didn't go to a GP because I didn't think, because at home he was perfectly fine. Yeah. So on the weekends, he'd say, Mummy, Daddy, I want a wee-wee. Yeah. Perfectly fine. Go to nursery, he's weeing himself. Different. So these were like signs that were happening. And as I mentioned, he was a late talker. And then eventually, I don't know where these words came out from, but this little 3-year-old came up to me and said, Mummy, the children are not playing with me because of the colour of my skin. That was his words verbatim. And I was like, whoa. Yeah. Whoa. I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, Mummy, they're not playing with me because of the colour of my skin. And it took me aback. Of course. I knew I'd have to address race with him. Unfortunately, we have not so soon. He's 3. The innocence, you know. So I was like, you're amazing. You're a king. You're, don't let that. I didn't even bother address it with the nursery, to be honest with you, because I'd seen the obstacles that we had faced regarding his wetting himself. They just wouldn't get it. They just wouldn't understand or put it all together. Yeah. So my decision was to move him out. And I remember I moved him to a school nursery, which was a lot more diverse. And that first day, oh my God, like when I picked him up, no issues with settling in, picked him up, he ran out, gave me the biggest hug, and he said, Mummy, they look like me. And I was like, do you love it? He goes, yeah. Oh, wow. And I said, why do you love it? He goes, because they're brown, just like me. And I was like, oh, there was guilt because I felt I had put him into that situation. I had looked at how the nursery looked, their curriculum, what they did. He got to play tennis there. But I hadn't thought about his kind of emotional and mental well-being, and it was tough. It was tough.
But it's also, I guess, something that you wouldn't necessarily think about. I'm sorry, I didn't bring tissues. I knew I was going to cry in this episode. So I know I can imagine it not necessarily being something you'd think about in a certain way. You're going to make sure that the space is diverse. Oh my God, I'm really fucked. Okay. Oh my goodness. Just because this is something I'm so afraid of. Yeah. And like when we were looking at Zena's nursery, we also wanted to make sure it was a space where there was everyone, so she could see different people from all over the world, have different languages around her, and we I think we've kind of done well in where she is. Yeah. But it was definitely something that I was aware of. So I think my initial thinking would have been to go as far as you did, to make sure at least the space reflected the world. Yeah. And because it's such a diverse space, maybe this is also really silly to think, but I wouldn't think that because the kids are in such a mixed space, they've seen everyone, and so they're used to everyone. So whatever arguments they might have or issues they might have, it would be down to things like sharing or this is my friend or that kinds of stuff. I wouldn't have imagined really that a 3-year-old would be experiencing this already, and to be able to say that sentence to you. Yeah. So I get it, and I'm not. I don't think I understand you putting or feeling a certain way, but I think you've probably done everything that anybody else would have done, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Oh, English is going to be a problem as well. Tears in English. This is going to be a great session. Go on.
I mean, it was... I think that the hardest part was allowing him to believe that there's nothing wrong with him. Yeah. that, but also not letting him have a negative attachment to the children. Because I think the common thing that people normally say is that, you know, when children are that young, the common wording is that children don't see colour. And that's actually far from the truth. You know, children from the ages of 0 to 5, these are their key developmental stages.
Yeah.
They're finding out about themselves, what they like. You know, they're learning to talk. They're learning to try and express their emotions. There's so much crammed into those 0 to 5 years. It's just, we are setting them up for the next stage beyond. And I don't think much attention is put into their emotional and mental well-being. I think now they're starting to do a lot more in terms of more the emotional side. But when you have a child who's developing emotional issues because of what they look like, because of their religion, because of where they're from, I don't think the nurseries are equipped to handle that right now. And hopefully, I know there's some amazing advocates at the moment that I've come across who are trying to really get this in nurseries, but I still think we're a long way from it. And so I think the challenge for me was not allowing him to think that every child thinks like that who doesn't look like him.
Yeah, of course.
And just letting him know that it's the environments they're growing up in.
Yeah.
They're not exposed to different races or religions or ethnicities. So to them, it's foreign. To see someone like him, it's foreign. And whatever's foreign, you challenge or you use that as a negative. And if in their space there's no positive representation of a black child or Indian child or, you know, somebody who doesn't speak English, that child may have come from Korea or whoever. The first thing a child is going to do is to use that as a negative. And so that was the challenge. I can't say whether he has completely moved on from it. I think with children, you know, when they get older, they then come out with some things, you know, like, I remember one time I lost him in a shopping centre.
Oh my gosh. You were just like bringing all my worst fears to life right now. Flipping hell. Stephanie!
I know.
Go on.
Nobody knows nobody knows about this but me and my husband, but
well, now the world
knows now. It was the worst time of my life. And even when I think about it now, I'm just like, because as you think about what could have been,
of course,
you know. And I remember my husband was away; he was on holiday, and it was me picking up that phone and telling him, it was crazy, but he still remembers it to this day. He was 3.
Wow.
He's 5, and he tells me what happened, who found him, why he. And I was like, I thought you would have forgotten that.
Of course.
So children we don't think children remember, but they do.
Yeah. Even when I try and think about my earliest memories, it's definitely nursery-ish time that I can go. And I think my partner's able to go further back than I can actually. And I'm like, how can you even remember that?
Yeah.
I think he even remembers being in the car seat in his dad's car. And he remembers it because he didn't like being in it. That's like, and I feel like he's like, that's a 2-ish kind of age whenever he talks about it. Yeah. And that's insane. That's incredible that you can.
Yeah.
That's
nuts. Yes. So
like,
we
where
don't
did you
know how it's gonna affect them later on.
Yeah. Where did he go? Did he just go on a little walk? Did he just meander somewhere?
He meandered. So I had my daughter at the time, she was in a pushchair. Yeah. We went to Primani.
Damn you, Primani. Go on. I'm so stressed out. It didn't happen to me.
Went to Primani. Yes. He was on his scooter. It was Southside in Wandsworth. And so he was scooting around and I told him, stay close. Looking at clothes. So now I'm calling him, Kojo. I'm not getting a response.
Kojo.
Now it's like getting 5 minutes. And I'm like, I can't find him. I'm looking around the store. Have you seen a little boy, a little black boy? No. Go to security after 10 minutes. Have you seen, no, have you seen little boy leave the store? Because he's now not here. Leave the store. No, we haven't seen anything. 15 minutes. Can I see your CCTV? CCTV is not working. I'm like, okay. So now he's not in this store. So now I'm in a shopping centre.
Yeah.
And I'm literally, I'm screaming his name.
Of course.
So people see me and they're like, obviously something is wrong.
Yeah.
And security approaches me and they get on a tannoy to the mobile and they're like, yeah, we have a lost child. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is not what I would ever... can you describe what he was wearing? Oh my God. Then I'm like, oh my God.
What was he wearing?
What was he wearing?
Yeah.
You know? So I'm trying to remember what he was wearing. My phone dies. So I can't even show them a picture of what he looked. Just literally everything is just mountain on top. At this stage, it's like 25 minutes and I'm in hysterics. I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm like, I've lost my son. And, you know, the people, everyone is championing to like find him. Like, how does it look like? I'm having to explain this at the same time that I'm just crying frequently. And then eventually security, he's like, can you come upstairs? Let's like leave the main floor. I said, no, I'm not leaving here. I said, I know, even if I see the corner of my son's head, I know it's my child. I'm not leaving here. He's like, there's not much you can do here. So we get upstairs and they're like, can you wait outside? I was like, I can't do that. I need to go. I said, I can see him on the camera. I'll know. And I'm on my knees. I'm like, please let me come inside. Like, I will know. My daughter's still asleep at this stage. So he then gets a tannoy and the radio says, we found a scooter. But we haven't seen a child.
Yeah.
I'm like, you found a scooter. Where was the scooter? In the park. Across the road.
Okay. I don't know if I want to go with. The thing is, I know there's a happy ending clearly, but I am so stressed out right now.
Oh my God! So I'm like, okay. So I'm praying to God now. I'm like, God, please, 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 let everything be well. Please, please, please. So the police are now involved. So the police are there. So they then escort me out, and they're like, we think we found a child of the description, but we don't know. We need you to come out with us. So I'm walking. My daughter's up now. And she sees me crying. So she's
now
bawling.
she's crying.
She's crying. She's like 6 months old or something at the time. So we go outside. And the poor thing, because he knows, he's been away from me like 45 minutes now. And he knows, he sees me crying, so he knows something is wrong. And he's a little bit nervous. And I just embraced him. And I did not want to let him go.
Of course.
So they told me what happened. They said, well, it seemed he crossed the road. Oh, my heart sick.
Oh, my God.
He crossed the road, a 3-year-old by himself. He crossed the road, went into the park. He fell over on the scooter, hurt his knee, so he was crying. And then a lady saw him, asked where his mummy was, and knew that something was wrong and got him to sit next to him. And it was like a half term, so the playground was busy.
Okay.
So there was police officers, which I didn't know, non-uniform, who patrol the area. So that's how he was found. But it was just, even when I found him, I'm like, that's the worst place for a child to be alone, the park. That's what we hear all the time. Children go missing in a park and so forth. And I remember bringing him back into the shopping centre and everyone in the shopping centre said, is that him?
Oh my gosh, of course. Because now they're on the journey as well, and they're like, oh my goodness.
Like, oh my God, do you know what you put mommy through? I didn't go back to that shopping centre until this year when I did a pop-up.
Are you joking?
I'm serious.
Oh
2.5 years later, and I still didn't take him.
What was that like for your partner as well? Because obviously he's abroad, he's on holiday, you've called him, then your phone dies, now he can't reach you.
It was not good. It was not good. He wanted to come home.
Of course.
He wanted to come home. Where was he? I think he was in New York. And he was just crying. In the time we've been married, I've never heard him or seen him cry. And he was in tears. And when I reached out to him, it was when I had found him.
Good, okay.
And even he was just like, it was the what could have been.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, he remembers that day.
All right, quick, tell me about your dolls before I break up and just break down even more. My God. So that also happened. So in between all of that,
it's
how
just,
did the inspiration
it's parenthood, you know. It's crazy because I remember when I first had him, we went to a park and I had him on, you know, those little it's almost like a leash, to be honest with you. It's like a brace, and that you could hold on to.
I know them ones. I feel like every skit I've seen by Cat Williams or whoever else, the way they cuss out parents who use that, but I'm like, I need to get 5.
And that was when he was a baby, and when he was about maybe 1.5, 2. And I remember some parent coming up to me, saying to me, like, he's not a dog, you know. Like, they said it in a funny way.
I get that.
I said, look, you do you, I'm going to do me.
Mind your business.
You mind your
face
business.
your front.
I'm like, I know my son, and he's like a sprinter. You blink, he's gone. Hence why I lost him. But when he was 3, I thought, you know, everything is okay. But as parents, there's so many things that you go through in your experience, and not a lot of us talk about it.
Yeah,
so I remember I told my sister just this year, didn't tell her just this year, and she's like, yeah, she lost my nephew too.
Oh wow.
She said, I lost him for 2 hours. I said, oh, you didn't tell me. And I just think there's a lot of things that we don't want to be judged.
Yeah, there's definitely that.
You know, I remember he fell off the bed like 2 times on my watch. You know?
Yeah.
And, you know,
always,
again, you don't want to say anything.
No, I know. It was always scary the first time it happens. I think the first time it happened with Zena, we were in the living room and we just heard boom, 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 boom. Oh, my insides. And she was little. And then the other time it happened was actually this year. We were in a hotel because my partner travels quite a bit for work. He was on a gig. We've come back. And she just sort of like gently slid and I just missed her. Something woke me up and I just missed her. Yeah. And she woke up rubbing her eyes and went, oh, Mama, I fell off the bed. And I went, yeah, you did. Are you okay? She was like, yeah. So I was like, okay, that was fine, I guess. So like it happens, it does. But it's just... that initial fear when it takes place. Moving on. Flipping heck. So, how did these dolls come to you? Like, how did that happen?
So after his experience at the nursery, I realised that there's a lack of diversity in early years specifically. We're doing quite well in terms of showcasing diversity for children who are like 5, 6 years upwards. Okay. A lot of the books are dedicated to that. Great. But when it comes to like 0 to 5, we're still lacking in that area, particularly learning when it comes to the key learning milestones. So I came up with the dolls. I wanted them to be soft dolls because of the age range. Okay. So I wanted them to be for babies and upwards. Yeah. I wanted to see themselves from when they're first born. This is their best friend. This is who they're going to take around with them everywhere. So I made them soft plush dolls, and then I wanted them to look cute, pretty, beautiful, you know, because I think we deserve that. And a lot of what I'd seen out there, the skin tone wasn't quite there, and it just didn't look cute or pretty.
No, I hear you. Okay,
and I think the same way I wanted other children to look at it and be like, oh, Mummy, that's so beautiful. I want that. The same way we look at
any doll
and we do the same thing. Yeah. So that was really key for me. And then I wanted them to last. Okay. So I wanted them to be machine washable. I'd had so many soft plush dolls that I'd got for my son, put it in the washing machine, and it's like,
okay,
it's falling apart.
Yeah.
So those were quite crucial to me. And then I wanted to introduce them back into nurseries and schools. Okay. And say, look, this is needed. Yeah. You may think you are ticking the diversity and inclusion quota, but you're not. So to have one doll in your premises, that is not inclusiveness.
Yeah.
You need to have, and it's not just a doll, it's books, it's puzzles, you know, there needs to be a whole collection in there. And so we started out in 2023. That's when we registered. And I said, you know what, let's start with a big bang.
Okay.
Let's go to the baby show.
Okay.
You know, and that was something that I had gone to when I was pregnant.
Okay, yeah.
And I said, yeah, let's put it out there. So we went to Excel.
Okay.
And we just got amazing reviews.
Oh, that's
Everyone was like,
brilliant.
and we didn't have all of the products there. There was
Okay.
still a lot of them being developed or in prototype. And everyone's like, my God, this is needed. Like, as a mum who's pregnant or, who, you know, you've just had a child, you want to give your child what you didn't have.
Yes, it's true.
You know,
you do.
I didn't have a black doll growing up. My mum was first generation. Mum and dad were first generation. Their main focus was survival.
Survival, education, be a doctor, accountant.
That's it.
Gonna. Make sure we can tell people back home we're doing good. We're at the grandbabies.
That's it. So you telling them you want a doll, like, that's not
You
their
telling them you want to be
priority.
an actor or a singer.
Oh,
What now?
my art
Anyway.
teacher told my mum, she's got so much potential. She should be an artist. Mum was like, yeah, okay.
It's like never gonna happen.
Okay.
Just no.
That's the hobby. That's okay. Let's move on. But that's what I wanted to give that to my children.
Yeah.
And, you know, before you have a child, you've got everything planned out. Like, I'm going to do this early learning because you just want them to be super intelligent.
Yeah, and just have all the things.
And
It's
have
true,
all the
right?
things, you know.
Do all the activities and have access to everything.
Yeah,
the
you
things
want to
that
go to those
yeah.
play groups. You want them to interact. You
Yeah.
want to deal with all the sensory, you know, things that you know that are going to help them developmental wise and give them a kind of a head start. You want to give all of that to them. And by doing this, I was able to do that.
Yeah.
So, you know, both my kids, so the first doll that I created was the Kodja doll. So he got to see himself and I have a picture of
What
him
was he like?
cuddling it. He's like, Mummy, that's me.
Oh, cute.
I'm like,
love
yes,
that.
that's you. So the doll has like a little afro hair. The winter months when I, you know, the barber shop is not seeing us. But, and then from there, obviously, my daughter, I do girl dolls as well. So she absolutely loves it as well. So her bed is just filled with all of them.
That's cute.
And so that was our mission. So we introduced it to households first.
Okay.
And in year 2, we started tackling more nurseries
Okay.
and schools. And I feel like that's been more of a challenge.
Yeah, I was about to ask you if it was difficult to do.
It is a lot more difficult. We went to 2 nursery shows and they bought, but they just bought 1 or 2 just to
Okay.
kind of, you know, but for us at least you're still trying. But like I said, there's just a lot more. You can have a whole corner where your books, 90% are filled with characters that don't look like my children and only 10%. Is that being inclusive? No. So we still have a lot of challenges, a lot of doors that we're knocking on. But consumer-wise, we do really well.
Okay, cool.
And that's what we advocate. We say, look, let's not leave it to the schools and the nurseries, you know, as parents, do what you can in terms of making sure that your child feels confident, that they feel seen. So it's up to you to create that environment at home.
That's true.
And if using our products is going to help you to do that, then we've done what we needed to do.
Yeah. So empathy is the, I guess, the motivation behind this
100%.
more than confidence, would you say? Or more, I guess it's just getting them to understand each other, right?
It's actually, so for children who are not black or brown,
Yeah.
it's key for them to have these dolls to build that empathy.
Got you.
And to build that understanding. So it's almost educational for them.
Okay.
And so our dolls, we have dolls that are wearing kente print, African print, hijabs. And it's important because it's not just a pretty toy, it's also teaching you about a different culture, a different religion as well. So we try and enforce that in there as well. So we advocate a lot to parents who are not black or brown that this is really key. And actually, a lot of people are surprised because they think, oh, the majority of your dolls are going to be purchased by black people. And actually, it's far from it. So there's a big community of non-black or browns who will people buy this because they want their children to start understanding about differences from early on.
Yeah.
And that is amazing because we know that empathy is one of the key things to not treating people. If you can understand or empathize with somebody, you're then not going to be hopefully racist towards them or discriminatory towards them because you empathize with them.
Yeah, and I guess I don't want to, assume or generalize too much, but I think typically with kids, if somebody falls over, like they are very like, oh no, are you okay? So it's there already. I guess
it's just
nurturing
building,
it.
building on top of it.
Yeah. Okay, I see. Ooh. How has motherhood shaped the way, I guess how you're leading in business? Aside from I know what the mission is and why.
Yeah.
But in terms of how motherhood itself, how's that shaped how you're dealing?
Patience.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, to put this way, marriage and life taught me patience.
Got it.
That was key number one. What did he tell you? Patience. And then obviously having children is double patience.
Yes, it is. I'm learning that.
And then running a business is more patience. So I think when you start a business, you start it because you have a vision of, you have a goal.
Yeah.
But sometimes that goal may not necessarily come in the first month, the second month, third month. So it's persistency. And then it's also having that patience to kind of pull back and say, look, it's not happening now, but it will happen at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, when we got into, so we're in Very and Littlewood's catalogue.
Yeah.
That was patience. So I had knocked on so many doors.
Yeah.
They approached me.
Oh, amazing.
So that's where sometimes patience, comes into it, and not really beating yourself up when you're not seeing the results that you want to see immediately. So I think motherhood has definitely done that. And then multitasking.
Got it.
I cannot remember a day since I've been a mum where I'm constantly not thinking.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm at a show and I'm thinking about what they're going to have for dinner.
Yeah.
Bath time, what book am I going to read them?
Yep.
Like literally, it never stops.
How do you handle that without overwhelm or burnout?
Well, I did burn out.
Yeah, okay.
I did burn out. So before I went full-time in, so I do this full-time now.
Yeah.
I used to work.
So you still had
I had my full-time job, my corporate job. And it was a stage where I realised that in life we have different phases, different seasons. And the season of my corporate job didn't suit me in this season. Yeah. Trying to juggle 2 children. I think when I left, he was 4, she was 2. Okay. So trying to juggle a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old while holding down a corporate job. That is, I'm working for a global company. I'm having meetings around the clock internationally. It's hard for me to travel now. I can't travel because who's going to watch my children? My husband works as well. So I had to make a hard decision to leave. And part of it was because the standard of my work was going down. Okay. And that's what I've always had prided myself on.
I hear you.
And the love for it had gone.
Okay.
And there was also guilt. So I would literally be on my laptop at 10 o'clock having a meeting, preparing for the meeting from 7. And my son would be like, Mummy, why are you always on your laptop? Come and do this with us. Weekends, I'm exhausted. Yeah. I've had such a busy week. I just want to stay in bed on the weekends. But that's their time with me.
Yeah.
And then it got to the stage where I was just like, I can't do this no more. Okay. So it's not that I will never go back. But right now, it's not the right season for me. No. They are my priority.
Fair enough. And I think it's really good to recognise that. I had a guest on who really highlighted that, things, for them at least with how they see it, it's in seasons. It's like, that's how she manages raising her family and navigating her career. Yeah. I can struggle with that, like this... Yeah. Can you have it all? It's a topic that comes up for sure, and I definitely speak to most of the guests about that. Like, I know it's something that was really pushed onto us, and I'm like, but I mean, is it doable? Is it not? Is it? But everyone does talk about phases or seasons or spaces. This is what you focus on now, and then you shift to this, shift to that. Yeah. So it feels like that. Okay, that is the best way to juggle it, I guess, until until perhaps you reach a certain point where maybe your resources are different or maybe the kids are older, and then it's like, okay, everything is now has fit together quite seamlessly, and now you're in a space. So,
Exactly. And it
no, I hear
will.
that.
It will come together. I mean, I remember when we were paying for 2 nursery fees, and I said to my husband,
Oh my
how the
God.
hell did we afford that?
Yeah.
You know, when they were
'Cause it
both
is
for
not a joke.
nurseries. It's not a joke.
And it is so goddamn expensive. And I don't understand why. And I know there's like 33 hours, which we have because Zena is the age that she is. But I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it just,
Yeah.
yes.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I don't know how we're doing this life thing. I don't get it.
Honestly,
And
I don't know where we used to get the money from.
And I'm like, this is just one child. You have 2.
Yeah. I
Your
had 2
siblings
at a
have
stage.
5. My mum
Yeah.
had 5. Like,
Yeah.
the maths isn't quite mathing, but we're doing it, but it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, what you're going through, you guys are in survival mode, like what our parents did. But the worst thing about it is when my son moved to full-time school, there was no more nursery fees for him, but the money still wasn't there. And I think you just, as life goes on,
Yeah.
things start to shift, you
Yeah.
know, but they grow. So, you know, nappies are gone now.
Yeah.
There's no milk
Yeah.
formulas that you're buying anymore. So all these things reduce, and they start to be able to do things. They can put their
Yeah.
shoes on themselves, and so I think definitely as they get older, obviously they want to be more independent. I think most of the times it's us as parents who try and keep them more in the childlike
Yeah, I
frame.
guess so.
But you know, my daughter she's so independent. It scares me. She's like, I could do that. She was feeding herself from 2 years old.
Was she?
And I was like, just let me. She's like, no.
She's got things to do.
Yeah.
So no.
I've got that. So I think definitely, and that's why I always say to people, don't, even when things are tough,
Yeah.
it's just, don't think it's going to last forever.
Yeah,
It
it's
will
just
get
not.
better. My mother-in-law always told me, she goes, look, nothing lasts, you know. So even when you're going through a good
Yeah.
period,
Yeah. Don't know.
when you're going through a good period, it may not last
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
And be mindful of that
Yeah,
as
no,
well.
it's true.
And be prepared for that. The key thing is knowing how to get yourself back
Yeah.
when it goes down.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, yeah, it's true. So I was going to elaborate on that, and I realised I don't need to elaborate on it because you said it all. It's fine. Moving back to the dolls, where did the name come from?
Bibinee Dolls.
Yes.
Are you going in?
I am going in.
Ah, okay.
Ghana
right.
is in the building. Hey, let's go. I already know I'm saying it in such an English accent. So Bibinee Dolls, where did they come from? But I'm like, let me hear it from you.
Exactly. Okay, can we say how it's supposed to be?
Can you say it? Because I don't want to embarrass myself. Because
Okay.
go on. Bibinee.
So the true pronunciation
Yeah.
is Bibinee.
There we go.
Bibinee. But obviously, we are where we are.
Yeah.
Bibinee. Bibinee Dolls. So it actually, we thought about, my husband actually came up with this.
Oh,
I've
nice.
got to give him his accolade for it. But we were thinking about names, and then we realized, we said, well, hold on a second. When we want to buy a doll, when you're in Ghana, or even here, when our child says, I want a doll, what do we say? Obruniba.
Yeah.
Obruniba, that has stuck.
Oh my gosh, I haven't thought about that. Yeah.
Do people really know the history of what Obruniba means? So when we broke it down, obviously Obroni means white.
Yeah.
Ba means baby. So
Yeah.
Obroniba. But why are we still using that same? And obviously it comes from colonization.
Yeah.
So Ghana always had dolls.
Yeah.
But it wasn't when the Europeans came, they had the porcelain dolls and they looked beautiful and pretty. And so we classified them as Obruniba.
Okay, I'm trying to think if I was never really a doll kid, so I didn't really
Yeah.
have dolls. My mom seems to love them. I actually really hate them. They freak me out. Why are you staring at me and it's midnight? It's the whole thing. So I'm not really into dolls, but I'm trying to think of what I would have said as a kid or what my mom would have said. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
History
yeah.
lesson for you.
History lesson, yeah. So it was, we said, why are we still using this terminology? And then funny enough, when we went to Ghana, which is sad to say, but the toy stores only have white dolls.
Okay. Again, I haven't even noticed that.
It's literally because our mentality and mindset is that a doll is beautiful. So a beautiful doll must be a doll that has blonde hair, blue eyes, has lighter skin. That is what has been, taught to us. And so the shops still only have white dolls in there.
I'm going in January. I'm gonna
Go and
I'm
have a
gonna do a little
look.
recon.
Go and have a look. So I went February last year.
Yeah.
And the only doll that I found that was black was, Cocomelon.
Yeah.
Cody.
Oh.
That was the only black doll that I found in the shop. And I think a lot of it is also because the shops are not run by Ghanaians.
Yeah, okay.
So there's a lot of expats. Well, I say expats, but a lot of people who are migrating to Ghana.
Yeah, and
who were
setting up
creating.
business
Yeah. So
yeah.
But then us guys, we're buying them.
Yeah.
Because what I really want to find out is in Ghana, if I were to give a child a black doll and a white doll, what would they perceive to be the better gift?
Okay.
That's what I would like to find out. I mean, I know there was an experiment that was done in the 40s.
I remember that one, yeah, way back when.
But that was kind of American based. And it went the other side.
Yeah,
a lot of the children saw that the white doll was a lot more beautiful. They found the black doll to be more scary. They felt that the black doll was ugly, not knowing that black doll is a representation of you. So it's a mental thing. But yeah, so that's really where the name came from. So we said, well, instead of calling it Obroniba, because it's not an Obroniba, Bibinee. Bibinee means black. So Bibinee Dolls. Okay. So everyone who's gone in, when they see they're like,
I know that word. Or I know that
word.
Pronunciation.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. Obviously,
dope.
we've spelt it slightly differently, but we spelt it based on a pronunciation. So that's where the name came from.
Bibinee.
Yeah, that's where the name came from.
That's amazing.
And I remember actually when my husband put it to table and I said, yeah, this is the one. He got challenged from his friends.
Okay.
And the first thing they said was, aren't you being a bit racist?
Okay.
And he said, but how so? And he said, because you're segregating. You're basically saying these are only black dolls. And it was interesting to hear our own community. Although we don't have enough representation, we feel that by creating something which is for our community, we are segregating the community who doesn't have products for us. And it's testament to a lot of what our community beliefs are. We don't like it, but we don't want to challenge. We don't want to change the narrative.
Yeah. I understand that.
Since we've been trading, it's ups and downs. We've been to remote places in the UK. Yeah. And yeah, we get some hostility sometimes. I'm on TikTok shop a lot. I do lives.
Yeah.
I get people, why is he only doing black dolls? Or why aren't you doing any white dolls? And my answer's always the same. When they say, you're being racist, to say, okay, well, every time you walk into Smith's, or the entertainer, I'm assuming you go up to the manager and you tell the manager that they're being racist. If you're not doing that, then I'm not being racist. So I've decided to create this brand because there is a lack of. And I've even had people who are businesses who say, you could make so much more money if you included white dolls. I said, possibly, but that's the challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, possibly.
That's the challenge. I said I created this because I felt as if we're not being seen. I could create dolls that look white, but there's so many of them. Why add more? So it is a challenge being a business who is a diversity business. And when I see other brands like me, we go through it. It's challenging, and there is that sometimes you do think, oh, you know what? Maybe I should just do that, because obviously business is about making money at the same time, but then there's a mission behind it.
And
it's bigger than
money.
A business, it's the emotion. It's going to the pop-ups and seeing a little kid just run up and just hug it. And then it just, all those kind of negativity, it just disappears.
No, exactly. And I think what you said is key. Like there's a mission. So it's bigger than money. It's bigger. It's bigger.
Yeah.
So you have to, as best as you can, stay the course and there are other companies doing other products and they're doing them very well.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. This is what your company does. This
That's
is your
it.
product and you're doing it very well.
Yeah.
So stuff.
Yeah. What's funny is that now, if I'm on TikTok Live and somebody pops up and does that, I don't even have to say anything. Everybody around the community who's watching me, they do my fighting for me.
Like, let's keep it moving, guys. Let's keep it moving.
They're like, oh, this is boring. Why are you using it? But I said to them, look, let them say what they want to say. For me, it just shows that we're doing something.
Yeah.
If a little small business like me is causing you to have, you know, these feelings, then I'm doing something right.
I'm doing something right, yo. I ain't gonna stop. What's next for Bibinee Dolls? Like, what's happening?
So there's so much that we want to do.
Yeah.
We're definitely we're releasing more dolls next year.
Yeah.
We've got a catalogue of designs.
Amazing.
And this has really been feedback from our customers. I remember when we went to the Excel show, we only had 4 black dark skin dolls.
Okay.
And the parents who had mixed heritage children, they said, we can't find anything for our kids.
Yeah.
And we also want our kids to feel seen. I said, rightfully so. So we produced 2 dolls that were mixed heritage and they sell out all the time. So we want to expand on that because, you know, life is changing. Children, you rarely find a child that says, I'm just from here.
Yeah.
There's a mixture of culture and heritage that creates them. And we want to be able to have that in our dolls as well. So definitely release more dolls. We're looking to go stateside.
Let's do it.
Looking to go stateside. Because I presumed that stateside, because we always looked to them.
Yeah, it's true.
You know,
they definitely have an influence on us.
So I presumed that they had a range, but I've recently found out that they're still struggling to get representation, especially, again, early years.
Yeah.
So the silicone dolls, you know, like your Barbie looking kind of dolls.
Yeah.
That's fine, but the soft plush dolls are still quite limited. So we're going to go stateside as well. And then, again, just kind of do more with schools and nurseries. I mean, there's over 27,000 nurseries in the UK alone. We've not even scratched the surface. I think it should be standard, whether it's from our brand. And, you know, I really wanted to, so 3 months ago, I really wanted to open a store.
Yeah.
And I was almost there.
Yeah.
But I had to retract.
Okay.
Because I just felt it wasn't the right time.
Okay.
But I was so tired of knocking on doors of big department stores that need it because there's nothing in there, and them saying to us, no, we're fine. And so obviously when you do markets and so forth, you come across a lot of other brands who are also pushing the mission, whether it's through a puzzle or a book or whatever. And we were just like, sod this.
I've had enough.
Why don't we have our own space where children can come in, learn, and feel seen as well. So that's definitely something that is still there. But next year I'm also working on, not that I don't have enough on my plate. This is
The life of an entrepreneur.
So next year, along with my colleague, she runs a business called Braid Candy. So we're hosting 2 events.
Okay,
So because I didn't do the store, I thought, well, the next best thing I can do are these 2 events. So the first event is called the Black and Brown Fertility Show.
Okay.
So that's going to be focused. So we've got a sponsor, Vodafone, a sponsor.
Nice, amazing.
And that's focused on infertility within the Black community. And some of the key medical issues that affect us. Infertility, so fibroids being one of them, endometriosis. And then in October, we want to do the Black and Brown Baby Show.
Okay.
So again, we want to focus on other issues that affect the Black community. So we know that obviously sickle cell is one. As parents, how do we manage that? Autism is on a rise at the moment within the Black community, especially Black boys. How do you as parents, first time parents, deal with that? And then there's loads of products out there that are more suited to the Black skin, as opposed to having these generic brands brands there. So there's a huge, I mean, I go to an event called the Black Maternity, and she
Okay.
hosts a conference every year.
Yeah.
And that's focusing on child death
Mm-hmm.
and parents not surviving
Got
pregnancy
you.
and why.
Yeah.
And I think throughout the whole cycle, from conception to pregnancy
Mm-hmm.
to after child, there are factors that affect the Black community
Mm-hmm.
in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just not highlighted enough.
Okay.
So next year, we are doing that.
You got some work to do. Stephanie, my goodness. Okay.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we would love to have you
Yeah.
there as well.
Yep.
But I just think it's, having gone through infertility myself,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
So both my children, I had them naturally.
Mm-hmm.
But there were a lot of things that I found out
On the
during that
journey, yeah.
process
Mm-hmm.
that I feel like I can share with my community.
Yeah.
And I think as a Black community, infertility is one thing we don't talk about.
Yeah, that's true.
So you mentioned in terms of, you know, when you got married,
Mm-hmm.
when you get married, that is your sign to breed,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and what our community doesn't see is the challenges that some
Mm-hmm.
of us face.
Yeah.
So they often feel, I mean, me and my husband, we were going on holidays and stuff. So they thought that we wanted to just enjoy life.
Okay, got you.
And not, you know,
Yeah.
and there's very kind of a negative connotation to like IVF. And, you know, a lot of Black women at the moment are now at the age where they can't have children, so they're deciding to freeze their eggs so that they can either go through surrogacy or they don't need you know, they don't have a husband,
Yeah.
so they don't use a sperm donor.
Yeah.
And this within our community is all taboo.
Yeah, we just not
You
something we
know,
talk about.
We
It's
don't
not,
talk
it's
about
just,
it, you
yeah,
know.
it's just taboo, it's
Even
true.
fibroids, you know, when my cousin came up to me and she's like, "Oh, you went through that as well?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "I never knew." I said, "Oh, because we don't talk about it."
Yeah, I discovered that I had 3 when I was pregnant, 2 really small benign and 1 that was growing with babies. So there was the concern that it might block the exit.
Yeah.
So I saw they look like on the scan and stuff. And I told my mum and she's like, "You don't have fibroids." I said, "Mum, I've just come from the appointment. It's on the scan." "Oh, what do you mean?" She listened. "No, you don't have them." I'm like,
Yeah.
what else can I say? So, I mean, if that, my small example is what I'm
Yeah.
facing, I know for other people
Yeah.
it can be 10 times more worse. So
100%. Yeah. And
hear
like
that.
you said, a lot of it goes undiagnosed.
yeah,
You know, we might have heavy cycles, but we're told, "Oh, that's natural."
normal.
We might be a bit anemic. "Oh, you're just tired." You know,
Yeah.
so these are things that when you want to have a child will affect you,
Yeah, it's
even
true.
simply down to the contraception that you decide to
Yep.
have.
Yep.
These are all things that are building up.
Yes.
But we don't know.
Yes.
No one tells us
No,
these
they
things. And so, yeah, I feel like having an event like that will really help. And even for women who are not at that stage where they want to have a child,
Yeah.
but to get them prepared,
Okay.
education is key.
Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's a lovely note to wrap up on. I'm going to do a quick fire round with you. Lighten up because I have been on an emotional roller coaster with you. My God. But no, this has been really, really great. Okay, quick fire. Okay. Motherhood in 3 words.
Love,
Uh-huh.
patience, a journey.
Okay, we'll take that. One thing you wish you'd known before becoming a mum.
Everything.
Got it.
I think it would be just trying to still put you basically not to lose yourself.
Okay.
If that makes
Understood.
any sense. Yeah.
A moment that made you think, this is why I made Bibinee Dolls.
It's got to be the children.
Got it.
The children.
Okay.
Just them alone. And the parents who didn't have. A lot of parents or a lot of people buy it, not because they got kids, but it's a representation of what they didn't have in their childhood, which I find really that's quite emotional
Yeah,
because
I didn't think of that.
of what they went through as children, whether it was bullying or they grew up in a remote area. So they buy it to remind them that that was then, but now we're moving on.
Yeah.
So that's really amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
A value you're determined to pass on to your children.
Oh, just believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You can do anything you want to do.
What does success mean to you now?
Oh my God.
These quick fire questions are a bit deep, isn't it?
Just, I think success for me is just to know that the mission that we're doing is being seen for us. And I've always said this from the age of 21. My mum will laugh at me. I bet she'll be like, I've always said, listen, I just want to be happy. So for me, anything that makes me happy and allows other people to be happy, then I know I've done what I need to do.
One affirmation you say or you would say to your younger self?
Don't second guess yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. So just don't second guess yourself. You got it. You can do it.
Amazing.
You can do it. Yeah.
Stephanie, thank you so much for your time. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for sharing in the way that you did and for being so open. Like Bibinee is more than a brand. It's more than a mission. It's huge. So, I love that you're on this journey, and I love that you're not stopping. Do you mean?
No. And unfortunately, that's the card I've been dealt with. I've accepted my fate a long time ago that I literally, it's what I've been brought on this earth to do.
Yeah.
So I always question myself, why am I adding more? Why am I doing this more? And I realise it's because I'm somebody, I can't sit there and see something that is not quite right. And especially, I think everything I've done is when I've gone through it with my own personal experience. Yeah. And I know that if I've gone through it, other people have gone through it. So what can I do to help them? Yeah. And that's literally...
That's amazing. No, that's amazing. It's not an easy burden. I from this, I know we've just scratched the surface here. I know it's an easy burden, but you're doing it with such grace. So don't stop. 2026. Here we come. If you're a parent, educator, or carer listening, you'll find Stephanie's work linked in the description box below. And as always, thank you for being a part of the Milk Mummies community, where motherhood, purpose, and real conversations meet.